on the known human pathogens, namely hepatitis. Hello, good day. So this is the start of the discussion on viral hepatitis with focus on the known human pathogens, namely hepatitis A virus, hepatitis B virus, hepatitis C virus, hepatitis D virus, hepatitis E virus, and hepatitis G virus. So a total of six human pathogens for the viral hepatitis. So let's start discussion on viral hepatitis.
This involves a group of viral agents that has viral tropism, to hepatocytes, So the target of this viral agents, okay, is the hepatocyte. Remember guys, ang mga viruses cannot survive outside the host cell. Okay? So pag nasa labas sila ng host cell, they cannot survive, and so therefore these agents are destroyed. So in the case of viral hepatitis, these agents, can only survive, can only multiply, can only replicate inside the hepatocytes. Okay? So we have five: hepatitis A, B, C, D, E, and ano pala, G. Okay, G. Okay, hepatitis G. Hepatitis, that's F. Wala pong F ha. Hepatitis A, B, C, D, E, and G. Anim pala. I forgot. Okay, the G class yung latest hepatitis agent. Okay? So let us start with hepatitis A.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, sorry po. Yung unang-una po regarding sa viral hepatitis, pwede po paulit?
Hmm.
Yung group of ano po?
Group of viral agents that has viral tropism to hepatocytes. So when you say viral tropism, may affinity, may a specific affinity viral tropism. Okay? So group of viral agents with viral tropism to hepatocytes. Hepatocytes as in liver cells. Okay, so let's start with hepatitis A. Okay, so the hepatitis A is also known as the infectious hepatitis. Also known as the infectious hepatitis. Okay, let's take note, hepatitis A, this is a self-limited viral disease. Self-limited viral disease. As it can only cause acute infection. It can only cause acute infection, but it does not progress to chronic infection. Okay? Acute infection lang last ang present in hepatitis A, but it does not progress, to chronic hepatitis. Okay? As hepatitis A, this is caused by a virus. Okay, the virus is what we call, of course, hepatitis A virus. Okay, the virus is called hepatitis A virus. Okay, as hepatitis A virus, take note, as hepatitis A virus is also known as enterovirus 17. Look at your chat box. Okay, hepatitis A virus is also known as enterovirus 17. Okay, and this hepatitis A virus, has just a brief background of microbiology or microbial. As enterovirus 72 or hepatitis A virus, this is an RNA type of virus, RNA type of virus, okay, belonging to the family of Picornaviridae. Ayan, class. Again, hepatitis A virus, also known as enterovirus 72, This is an RNA type of virus from the family of Picornaviridae. Okay? On that, brief background ng virus. Kasi that, sa microbiome 2, your teacher will discuss the details of hepatitis viral structure or viral family. Okay? So, sa hepatitis A virus, bakit siya tinawag na enterovirus 7.2? Because this viral agent can undergo can undergo as can undergo for this as it can undergo this term is as it can uncoat it can undergo uncoating it can undergo uncoating of the antigens in the intestine as it can undergo a viral uncoating, okay, in the small intestine or in the intestine. Okay, kaya entero, plus A, entero. Now, this virus, plus A, the virus, since it can uncoat itself in the intestine, so basically, plus the antigen of this virus can be detected in stool sample. Okay, stool sample. Okay, so class, remember, okay, to detect hepatitis A viral agent, okay, the specimen collected is the stool or the fecal specimen. Feces, tae po, tae ang nagamit para sa antigen ha. Now for the antibody, of course, it is the serum. It is the serum, okay? For the antibody, it is the serum. Kuha po natin. Okay, again, as specimen for the antigen of hepatitis A, as is the stool or the feces or the fecal specimen, tae, as for the antibody, that course, it is the serum or the blood, or the serum of the individual. Okay? The hepatitis intestine. Okay? Kaya nga class, hindi mo detect sa serum yung mga antigens ng HEPA A. Kundi sa stool. At stool sample ang specimen for antigen detection. Kapag antibody, syempre sa serum. Pero kapag class, early infection stage, at ang target i-test ay yung antigen, hindi yung blood ng yes, kundi yung stool sample. Okay, stool sample. So kapag yung stool sample ng patient ay may hepatitis A as viral antigens or viral proteins, at yan ay ma-ingest ng ibang tao, pwede mag-cause ng transmission ng hepatitis. Okay? That is fecal oral. Sabi ko rin kanina, it can also be sexually transmitted. Okay? Oral, anal, of course. Okay? For hepatitis A markers, early shedding of the virus happens in the stool. Okay? The stool sample. Okay? As a intestine nangyari, yung site ng pag-shed. Okay? So, stool sample is the sample, okay, for the antigen. Okay? So, IgM antibody, increases or appears, with the onset of symptoms. Okay? So, tumataas yung liver enzymes, SGPT, or the ALT, tumataas yan, along with increased bilirubin, magkakaroon terus yung nadidilaw, okay, nagiging jaundice ng puso, Next, so anti-HAV IgG is increased or seen in immunity or in convalescence. Okay, recorded. Next, so RIA and ELISA are used to detect the specific antibodies. Okay, the radioimmunoassay okay, and ELISA. Yan, ELISA. Okay, are used. Pwedeng direct, as pag direct, ang target is yung antigen, okay, kapag yung antibody, so pag antibody, indirect. Tapos dito, specific antibody ang test, indirect. Okay? Pero if you want to test the viral antigens, we use direct. For antibodies, indirect. Okay? That's yun natin na hepatitis A can only produce acute infection, acute disease. Okay? It does not progress to chronic stage. Okay? And less fatal yan as compared with hepatitis B and hepatitis C. Okay? Pero plus, in most countries, controlled na yan. Okay? Thanks to vaccination. Okay? Next. Last. Okay, next we have, by the way, hepatitis A is a type of RNA virus. Actually, class, sa mga hepatitis virus, isa lang ang DNA type. Isa lang ang DNA type. The rest RNA. Ano nga yung the only DNA type of hepatitis virus? Phenotype? What is the only DNA type of hepatitis virus? Please type your answer. Ano nga class? Okay, wala ko sumasagot. What is the only DNA? Wala ko sa mga what is the only DNA type of virus? The rest being RNA. See the answers. Very good. Hepatitis B virus. Okay, so hepatitis A, hepatitis C, hepatitis D, hepatitis E, hepatitis G are all RNA virus. Hepatitis B is the only DNA virus. Okay. Hepatitis B. Okay, so hepatitis B, that is known as serum hepatitis. Okay, the mode of transmission is through blood transmission. Actually, class, ang transmission ng hepatitis B ay kamukha ng transmission ng HIV. Kasi class, aside from blood transmission, sa pwede rin sexual transmission, sexual transmission, plus pwede parenteral transmission, diba? Plus, pwede needle stick injury, diba? Blood transfusion, pwedeng transfer from the mother to the baby, pwede kasi. So, pagkaparehas ang mode of transmission ng Hep B tsaka ng HIV. Halos magkamukha class. Mode of transmission. Okay? So, hepatitis B virus, the viral agent is the only DNA virus. Okay? And hepatitis B as virus is from the family of Hepatnaviridae. Okay? Hepatnaviridae. Okay? Let's proceed. So, hepatitis B, I forgot to mention that hepatitis B, can produce acute and chronic. Acute and chronic infection. Okay, acute and chronic infection. So compared with hepatitis A, hepatitis B is more fatal and it is more severe. Okay, more severe. If hepatitis B is not managed, hepatitis B can progress to hepatoma or hepatocellular cancer. Again, if hepatitis B is not managed, yung doctor, it can progress into hepatocellular carcinoma or cancer. Pwede maging cancer, pwede maging hepatoma yan. Pwede maging cancer. Okay? Let's proceed. This is the viral structure. Okay? So at the center is the DNA. okay, and then the polymerase, and then surrounding the DNA, okay, and the DNA polymerase are the core proteins and the surface proteins. Okay, this core protein and this surface proteins are essential for the viral testing, in the laboratory, and also important for immune response. Kasi class, as the virus enters the cell, the hepatocyte, naiiwan, kasi diba? Naiiwan yung mga surface proteins, plus naiiwan yung surface proteins sa plasma or sa extracellular environment, tapos yung mga core protein plus sa cell. Tapos itong DNA, strand ng virus, pinagpapasok sa nucleus ng mga na-infect na hepatocyte. Okay? Okay, serologic markers for hepatitis B virus. So we have the following. First is HBsAg, or the so-called hepatitis B surface antigen. Isa-isahin natin na sa exhibition na okay, also we have HBsAg, previously known as the Australia antigen. Alright, so this surface antigen is an indicator of early acute infection. Okay, early acute infection. Okay, indicator of early acute infection. Okay, so this surface antigen, okay, ito plus yung PLS in the laboratory plus screen. Okay, kasi plus presence of HBsAg can indicate an active infection. So whether acute or chronic, basta active infection, plus magpa-positive yung serum for HBsAg. Kaya kasi yan yung unang test sa hepatitis B profile. Tapos kailangan mo nang ma-screen yung patient. So test yung HBsAg sa serum kung present or absent. Kasi doon nalaman kung yung pasyente ay may active infection. Okay? May active infection. And HBsAg is also the best, please underline, the best indicator of active early infection. Okay? Next is, by the way, I forgot to mention, hepatitis B virus is also known as the Dane particle, Dane particle, D-A-N-E, Dane particle, hepatitis B virus, Dane particle. Okay, next, HBsAg. HBsAg, this is found within the core of intact virus. Okay, so basically, when the virus unfolds, the core antigen is released, not in the blood, but in the cell. So sa cells, na-release, sa infected cell, na-release yung core antigen. So take note, HBsAg is not part of the hepatitis B profile test. Kasi class, hindi siya makikita sa serum. HBsAg is only found in infected cells or tissues. Kaya nga class, liver biopsy ang ginagamit na sample. Liver biopsy if core antigen is to be tested. But otherwise, but in the serum, in other sample, hindi po siya mag-test. Okay? Okay? Next, ulitin ko, HBsAg is not included in the hepatitis B profile test in the serum. It is not found in the blood, but rather found in liver biopsy, infected liver as biopsy. Okay? Next is the hepatitis B envelope antigen, or the HBeAg. HBeAg. Okay. So for HBeAg, it indicates chronic hepatitis, with underlying chronic hepatitis. And HBeAg is used as a marker for the presence of high levels of virus and a high degree of infectivity. As kapag may hepatitis B envelope antigen class A, mataas yung infectivity rate nung individual. Okay, nung individual. Okay? That is HBeAg. Okay, mataas yung infectivity rate nung patient. Okay? Kasi mataas kasi yung level ng virus present in the individual. Okay? In the individual. Okay? That is HBeAg. Please copy. Okay, now proceed. Let's proceed with the next marker. Okay, we have anti-HBC. Okay, anti-HBC. So the anti-HBC is the first antibody to appear at the same time the enzyme elevation are first seen. Kapag tumaas class yung kapag tumaas yung SGPT or yung ALT levels sa yung patient, kasabay niyan yung pag-appear ng anti-HBC. Okay, so the first antibody that's appear actually sa mga pasyente may hepatitis B. Okay, so carriers, okay, symptomatic carriers can have anti-HBC. Kaya nga class, this is the reason why, okay, may mga laboratory na kapag ang pasyente ay wala namang symptoms and signs ng hepatitis, pero may mga instance na nagkaroon ng exposure or nagkaroon ng activities na pwedeng maging cause ng pagka-infect ng individual. Bawa, nagkaroon ng sexual intercourse, unprotected sex, nagkaroon ng needle stick injury, pero wala pa namang symptoms and signs, or whatever possible route of transmission. Okay? So, posibleng symptomatic yung patient, pero mataas yung risk na na-infect na siya, pinapatest yung anti-HBC patient. Okay? Pinapatest yan. Okay? So, the only marker present during the window period, of an infection, di ba sabi natin, walang demonstrable or walang madetect na manifestations, na clinical manifestations. Pero plus yung patient ay infected carriers. So, anti-HBC makita yan sa mga asymptomatic carriers. Okay? Asymptomatic carriers. The first antibody to appear kapag as infected individual at mataas ang kanyang SGPE or ALT. Okay? Next, anti-HBV. This is the first serologic evidence of convalescent phase. Okay? As pakasulat din, individual with anti-HBE, okay, individual with anti-HBE has this right, okay, when the patient has this anti-HBE, the patient, okay, this is the stage wherein there is already low degree of infectivity. Okay, kabaliktaran siya ng antigen. Okay, pag may anti-HBE class, okay, mababa na. Okay, mababa na plus yung level ng infectivity. Kapag antigen ang present, mataas ang degree of infectivity. Kapag class may anti-HBE na, mababa na. There is low degree of infectivity. Kasi class yung level ng virus ay mababa na. Kapag may anti-HBE yung individual. Okay, yung individual. Okay, kasi in this stage, recovery stage or convalescent phase na yan of the infection. And finally, number 6, we have the anti-HBs. Okay, this is the antibody. Okay, this is the antibody. Okay, that is able to provide a long-term immunity. A long-term immunity. Okay, to HBV. Okay, and anti-HBs may persist throughout life. Okay, it may persist throughout life. Okay, so yung anti-HBs, okay, basically, ito yung meron tayo. Okay, yung mga nagpapakuna for hepatitis B vaccine, okay, ito yung meron tayo. This is what we produce when we were vaccinated. And I think lahat kayo meron dito, okay? Kasi, di ba, you're preparing for the internship, so yung iba sa inyo, napapakuna na, okay? Pero plus, remember, hindi lang po dapat kayo napapakuna because of compliance to requirement. Kasi remember, ang bakuna is for your own protection. Okay? Hindi na dapat reason na mag-i-intern na or kasi kailangan sa trabaho or kasi kailangan pumunta sa ganitong lugar, kailangan magpapakuna. Remember, vaccination is our way of stimulating the immune system para mag-provide ng protection sa atin. And kung yung mga hindi pa nakatapos ng hepatitis B vaccine, pagpapakuna kayo, pero if mauna ang COVID vaccine, pakikuna na yung COVID vaccine. Okay? Kasi, yung tanong sa akin yung kasi mga incoming natin interns, kasi dito yung mga incoming interns, may face-to-face na sila. So, I was asked by one intern, sa akin, sir, meron pong COVID vaccine available sa amin. And gusto ko magpapakuna. Kaso, mag-i-intern na ako at kailangan ng hepatitis B vaccine. Ano po ang uunahin ko? Yung tanong sa akin. Yung sagot ko. Okay, yung sagot ko. Okay? So, in COVID, in today's pandemic, mataas yung risk na ma-infect ka kasi mataas ang community transmission. Kung baga, pag lumabas ka, punta ka sa mataong lugar na ma-expose sa ibang tao, sa palengke, sa grocery, sa enclosed area, lalo na air conditioned area, closed area, mataas yung risk na magka-COVID, di ba? Pag mahawaan ka, mas mataas yung transmission kasi sa labas. Now, ang hepatitis B kasi, di ba, ang mode of transmission niya is sexual intercourse, di ba? Sa ating mga medtech, ang pinakamalapit na risk natin is needle stick injury. Okay. Ang mga incoming interns, wala naman silang patient exposure. Hindi naman sila mag-phlebotomy. Ang mga incoming interns, mag-process lang ng specimen. Yung mga specimen sa lab, doon lang, wala silang phlebotomy, wala silang patient interaction. So yung risk ng hepatitis B ay mas mababa kumpara sa risk ng COVID. Kaya ang advice ko, kung may COVID vaccine, unahin yung COVID vaccine. Diba? Kasi class, hindi pwede pagsabayin yan. Kasi may interval. Like in my case, may COVID vaccine ako. Tapos nagpapakuna ako ng anti-flu. So merong interval na at least 2 weeks para yung sa dalawang vaccine ko pwede magsabay yun. Okay? So,